Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the previous session, we discussed about electronic configuration, and there are certain set of rules. Whatever the rules I have discussed, those that is above principle, Hund's rule, Pauli's exclusion principle, and even I consider the rule of stable configuration. With the help of those set of rules, one can able to write electronic configuration of various elements. Necessary thing what we said, if you know the total number of electrons present either in atom or ion, okay, what is the necessary thing? We should be aware about total number of electrons present in an atom or ion. If you know the total number of electrons, yes, one could able to write the electronic configuration with the help of those set of rules. I just recall the rules. What are those? Above principle, Hund's rule, Pauli's exclusion principle, and the fourth one, rule of stable configuration. Okay. Well, now in this session, I am going to deal about a periodic table. Okay. Well, basically, I hope you know aware about the periodic table in your lower classes. Say periodic table before going for the chapter, or I can say before going for the actual concept, I have some questions for you. Say for example, is alphabet necessary to learn any language? Yes, we know Kannada alphabets, English alphabets, Telugu alphabets as like. Okay, is is it really necessary to know? Is it necessary to have those alphabets for any language? Why it is needed? Yes or no? Answer is yes. Yes. Say to learn, to study, to know Telugu language, what is needed? A Telugu alphabets are needed. Okay, as like to study the English language, English alphabets are needed. So we need English alphabet to learn English language. Similarly, when you think of chemistry, okay, based on this fact, okay, as like to study any language, necessary thing is those alphabets must be known. If I consider chemistry as a language, okay, as I said, chemistry is one of the subject, is a branch of science basically. If I consider chemistry as a subject, or I can say language, what is the alphabet of that chemistry subject, or I can say language? It is the periodic table. Okay, so periodic table can be treated as alphabet chart of a chemistry language. To study, to understand, to know the chemistry, it is necessary to understand a periodic table. Okay, ರಸಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಇದನ್ನ ರಸಾಯನ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ರಸಾಯನ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು? ಓಕೆ, ಪಿರಿಯಾಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್, ಇದನ್ನ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತಾರೆ? ಆವರ್ತಕ ಕೋಷ್ಟಕ. ಓಕೆ, ಮೆಂಡಲಿ ಇವನ್ನ ಆವರ್ತಕ ಕೋಷ್ಟಕ ಅಂತಾನು ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ರಸಾಯನ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲು ಏನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕು? ನಾವು ಪಿರಿಯಾಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಪಿರಿಯಾಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವ, ಲಾಸ್ ಇದಾವ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಷಯ, ರಸಾಯನಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅನ್ನೋ ವಿಷಯ ನಮಗೆ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾನೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆನ ಕಲಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು? ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ಸ್, ವರ್ಣಗಳು, ವರ್ಣಾಕ್ಷರಗಳ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವರ್ಣಮಾಲೆನ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ವರ್ಣಮಾಲೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಪಿರಿಯಾಡಿಕ್ ಟೇಬಲ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೋಷ್ಟಕನೇ ವರ್ಣಮಾಲೆ ತರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, well, so based on this fact, what is how it looks like? So it is the one of the basic diagram of a periodic table. So there will be various elements, they are arranged in the form of groups and rows. So diagrammatically how it looks? So it is the image of a periodic table. Well, now consider what is the diagram which indicates or it specifies. Say here the picture you have seen, it indicates a common growth of a human. So a child, juvenile stage, okay, baby, as like it was the common growth, human growth. Okay, so when you consider in the same manner, if I consider a chemistry, so there will be gradual growth in the field of chemistry. Okay, whether growth of human growth takes place rapidly? Today child, tomorrow an adult, and day after tomorrow an old age? No, not so. The growth takes place gradually. Similarly, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾನವನ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಹೇಗಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಒಂದ್ ಮಗುವಿಂದ ಸೀದಾ ವಯಸ್ಕನಿಂದ ವೃದ್ಧಾಪ್ಯ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದ ಒಂದ್ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್? ಹಾಗಾಗಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಂತ ಹಂತವಾಗಿ ನಿಧಾನವಾಗಿ ದಿನದಿಂದ ದಿನಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಮ್ಯಾನರ್ ಗ್ರಾಜುವಲ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಇನ್ ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ವಿತ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಕವರಿ ಆಫ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೈ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿತಾ ಹೋದ್ರು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ರಸಾಯನಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆನೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಯ್ತು. Okay, in the 1800, if I consider the year, in the 1800, that is in the beginning of 19th century, only 31 elements are known. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು? ಇನ್ ದ 18th ಸೆಂಚುರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೀ 31 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ 31 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಓಕೆ, ದೇ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಬೋತ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ discovered elements, 31 elements, and chemistry is restricted for okay properties of those 31 elements. It is when it is in the in the beginning of 19th century. In the 1800, only 31 elements were discovered. But if you consider in 1865, that is in the mid of 19th century, how many elements are discovered? 63 elements were discovered. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1800ರಿಂದ 1855ರವರೆಗೆ ಇನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? ಸುಮಾರು 32 ಹೊಸ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಗಳನ್ನ, ಅಥವಾ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು? ಧಾತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಧಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದ್ರು. ಈಗ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಲಿತೀವಿ. ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ once we study the properties, we think of their application part. So with this, what happens? Big growth in the chemistry field. ಕೆಮಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ? ಯಾಗಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತವೆ. when we increase the discovery of elements with the help of science, the growth of chemistry also begins. It continues. Okay, so in 1865, 63 elements were identified, and chemistry also started growing by day. So at present, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ? 119 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ನಾನು? ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್. ಆಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಜುವಲಿ, ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ here growth of chemistry takes place gradually with the discovery of elements. So in the 1800, only 31 elements are known. In 1865, around 63 elements were known, and at present 119 elements are known. Okay, so it continues. There is no end for the discovery. Okay, so even we can go for 120, 121 as like. So this discovery continues. Well, now to understand the properties of elements easily, they are classified systematically. So as I said, at present how many elements are known? 119 elements are known. Say out of these 119 elements, whether when you compare the properties of all these elements, whether all elements are going to have same properties? No, they are going to have different properties. So to understand the properties of elements easily, what the scientists thought of? They thought of classifying the elements systematically. Systematically means that classification must be followed certain rules, not as per their wish. Okay, this must be classified systematically. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಒಂದು ತರಕಾರಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ತರಕಾರಿನ ಒಂದೇ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಗುದ್ದೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರ, ಎಲ್ಲ ತಾನೇ? ಯಾವ್ದಾವ್ ತರಕಾರಿನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗ್ರಾಹಕ ಅದನ್ನ ಈಸಿಯಾಗಿ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಧಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಇವುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆರ್ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ದೆಮ್. ದೇ ಥಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟು different forms based on their perceptions. Well, Among these, say why do we need to classify the elements? ಓಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾಕೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಏನು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? at present 119 elements are known. It is very difficult to study all the elements at a time. ಈಗ ನಾವು 110 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದೊಂದಾಗಿ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ನಮ್ ಒಂದು ಜೀವನ ಸಾಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, 2-3 ಜೀವನ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನಿಗಳು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ವಿಂಗಡಣೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಸೇಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್, ಬೈ ಅನಲೈಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೈ ಡು ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ದ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಧಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ 119 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋನ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದದ್ದು ಏನ್ ನೆನ್ಪಿಡೋದು, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, therefore it is necessary to classify them. okay, ಇದೇ ಉತ್ತರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. well now so as to understand the properties of elements easily, they are classified systematically. ಯಾಕೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ to understand the properties of elements easily, they are classified systematically. okay, well coming to the classification, ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ? those elements classified in the form of, as I said, groups and periods. ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದಾವೆ? 18 ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್. ಸೇ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಅದನ್ನ 1A ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ದೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಥರ್ಡ್ A, ಫೋರ್ತ್ A, ಓಕೆ, ಸಿಕ್ಸ್ತ್ A, ಸೆವೆಂತ್ A, 8, ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್. ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು in an animation how they are appearing. Earlier you have seen they appear okay vertically, now you are seeing they are appearing horizontally. okay, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ later. now so is the way of representing the periodic table, or you can say elements in the form of groups. so when 7 periods which are horizontal rows, ಈ periods ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅವುಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇನ್ ರೀತಿ ಕರಿಬಹುದು, they are also named as a horizontal rows. well just I will clarify this. say first period, what are the elements present? hydrogen and helium. The second period, what are those elements? lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. as like third period, fourth period, fifth period, sixth period and seventh period. so when you think of periodic table, or you can say elements, how they classified? elements are classified in the form of groups and periods. they are arranged in the form of a groups and periods. how many groups are there? 18 groups are present and 7 periods are present in a periodic table. okay, well now here two row of elements. so it is the representation of a modern periodic table, or you can say long form of a periodic table. so here as said, lanthanides and enanids, two rows are placed below the periodic table. so what is this diagram represents or sketch represents? it is the modern periodic table, or you can say long form of a periodic table. so okay, what do we know about periodic table? ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಇದರಿಂದ? yes, there will be 7 periods, okay, and how many groups? so these are the periods as the number indicating first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and 7. there will be 7 periods in a modern periodic table and there will be 18 groups present. so 18 groups, just look at the numbers displaying here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So what is to be remembered here? In a modern periodic table, there will be 7 periods and 18 groups. Further, those elements are categorized in the form of a 4 blocks. Okay. So what are those 4 blocks? First and second group elements. Okay. These first and second group elements are categorized as a S block elements. From 13 to 18 group elements, group number 13 to 18 elements, they are called E block elements. Then okay, group number 3 to 12, they are named as a D block elements. Then whatever the elements, they are placed below the periodic table, that is lanthanides and actinides. These lanthanides and actinides together constitute the F block elements. So just recall, if you think of modern periodic table, what are all consist of? There will be 7 periods. Okay, there will be 7 periods. 7 periods present. How many groups? 18 groups present. And how many blocks? There will be 4 blocks. 7 periods, 18 groups. Periods are nothing but, okay, horizontal or vertical. These are the horizontal lines. Okay, 18 groups vertically aligned, and 4 blocks: S block, P block, D block and F block elements. Okay, well, it's a brief about periodic table. There will be 7 periods, 18 groups, 4 blocks. Well, now what are the important points to be remembered for about modern periodic table? Okay, so the first important thing is the first period of periodic table consists of how many elements? There will be 2 elements. Okay, hydrogen, helium. So it is one of the important point to be remembered about modern periodic table. If I consider first first period first period of a periodic table consists of how many elements? 2 elements. Second thing, the remaining periods, that is, what are the remaining periods? As I said, there will be how many periods? 7 periods. First period consists of 2 elements. Remaining periods means 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That is second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth period consist of 8, 8, 18, 18 and 22 elements respectively. Okay. First consists of 2 elements, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth elements. Sixth periods consist of 8, 8, 18, 18 and 32 elements respectively. For the seventh period means the last one, total 7. The seventh period is incomplete. Remember the incomplete period of a modern periodic table. Which one? It is the seventh period. Seventh period is a incomplete period of a modern periodic table. And the period having least number of elements. What is the period having least number of elements? It is the first period. First period. So remember here, first period consists of only 2 elements and seventh period is incomplete. Okay. Next one, 14 elements of both the sixth and seventh period. Okay, which period I am concentrating? 14 elements of both the sixth and seventh period. Are those? They are named as lanthanides and actinides, are placed below the main body of a periodic table. I hope you have seen in the modern periodic table, 2 rows are placed below the periodic table. What are those? They are the sixth and seventh period elements. That is, each contain 14 elements. Sixth period contains 14 elements. Seventh period also contains 14 elements. That is, 14 elements of both sixth and seventh period are placed below the main body of a periodic table, and they are named as lanthanides and actinoids. Okay. So We can study elements group wise. Okay, we can study the elements group wise. That is how first and second groups are studied as S block. Okay, first group and second group elements are studied together as a S block elements. 13 to 18 group number 13 to 18, they are studied as P block elements. Okay, so group wise, what are the elements studied? First group point, we can study the elements in group wise. That is, first group and second group elements are studied by the name S block elements. Group number 13 to 18, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18 elements are studied in the name of P block elements. Okay, similarly, we can study the elements even in the form of period wise, or I can say series wise. That is, D block elements and F block elements are studied period wise. Third period, fourth period, fifth period, sixth period, seventh period. Okay, as like. So I hope it is clear for you. Remember, we can study the elements group wise. What are those? S and P block elements are studied group wise. D and F block elements are studied period wise. Remember. Well, what is to remember here is we should remember the atomic number. Okay, so to understand all the elements there and their properties, what is a must and should? We have to remember the atomic number, and even we have to work out on electronic configuration of the elements. So I am highlighting, say, to understand the properties of elements easily, two things we have to go through. First one, atomic number of the elements, and second thing, electronic configuration. Okay, well, coming to the groups, as I said, how many groups are present? There will be 18 groups present. Here I have represented elements group wise. Say first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and 2, 14th, and okay. So here lanthanides and actinides, 14 elements of both 6th and 7th are placed below the periodic table or main body of a periodic table. Say whatever the elements represented with this yellow, no, these are D block elements, and the one which is represented below the periodic table, what are those? They are the F block elements. So remember, F block elements are placed below the periodic table. Okay, say how many periods present? There will be 7 periods. Okay. 7 periods. First period having least number of elements, so there will be only 2. There will be only 2 elements present, and 7th period incomplete period. Remember, the period having least number of elements. Okay, first, how many elements present? There is only 2 elements present. And what about incomplete period of a periodic table? It is the 7th period. Okay, 7th period is incomplete period of a periodic table. Now here, say regarding D block elements, so D block elements are categorized as 3D first row, that is fourth period elements. So here from scandium to zinc, these are considered as a 3D series elements. Second, yttrium to cadmium, they are named as a 4D series elements. So these are 39 to 48. These 10 elements are named as 4D series elements. And from 5D series elements, lanthanum, that is 57, and hafnium to mercury, 72 to 80. These elements are named as 5D series elements. And the last one, 6D series elements, okay, 89, and 104 to 1113. It is not updated, so the 113, it includes the 6D series elements. So remember, D block elements are studied as 3D, 4D, 5D and 6D series elements. So these D block elements are studied. How? They are studied in the form of, okay, rows, or you can see in the form of periods, period wise. S block and P block elements are studied group wise. D block as well as A block elements are studied period wise. The last one, as I said about A block elements, 4F series elements, they are named as lanthanides. Okay, and 5F series elements, next one. Okay, actinium, lawrencium, or actually thorium to lawrencium, they are 5F series elements, they are named as, okay, actinides. Well, just we recall the concept. First one, how many number of elements present in the modern periodic table? How many number of elements present in the modern periodic table? Say first option 31, second 63, third 119, and fourth one 109. As I said, in the 1800 only 31 elements are known. In 1860, 63 elements are known, and at present how many elements are known? Yes, it is the 119. So a modern periodic table consists of 119 elements. Well, next, number of periods and number of groups in the modern periodic table. So how many periods and how many groups present in the modern periodic table? Just we have to look at the sequence of the question they are asking. First, what they are asking, number of periods. Second, half includes number of groups. Yes, we know that modern periodic table consists of 7 periods, and how many groups? There will be 18 groups present. Well, we look at the options. First option 7 18, second option 18 7, third option 6 4, and fourth option 7 7. So what is the answer here? We have to look at the even sequence, number of periods and number of groups. So first number indicates period, second number indicates the group in an options. So which one is correct? That is 7 18 is correct. Okay, so option A is right choice. Well, so what I said, so periodic table there will be 7 periods, they are aligned horizontally, and there will be 18 groups, they are aligned vertically. Okay, well, next question, the shortest period in the periodic table. As I said, there will be 7 periods. Out of 7, which one is shortest period in the periodic table? First we look at the options. First 7th period, second 6th period, C first period, and D second period. Yes, what I said, 7th period is incomplete period, and first period is the shortest period in the periodic table. It has how many elements? It has only 2 elements. What are those? Hydrogen and helium. These are the only 2 elements present in the first period. So yes, what is the answer now here? C is the answer. It has only 2 elements, so it is named as a shortest period. And similarly, what is incomplete period? Incomplete means 7th period is incomplete period. So what we said, so first period consists of only 2 elements, that is hydrogen and helium. Next question, actinides are placed dash the periodic table. So as I said, A block elements, lanthanides and actinides constitute the A block elements. So these actinides, that is both lanthanides and actinides, where they placed? They are placed below the main body of a periodic table. Okay, well, first we look at the options. First option above the periodic table, second option below the periodic table, third option middle of the periodic table, and fourth option none of the periodic table. Well, what is the answer? These both actinides as well as lanthanides are placed below the periodic table. So option B is correct. Well, then coming to the next question. So lanthanides are from atomic number dash to dash. Lanthanides and actinides in a periodic table 57 to 71, 90 to 103, 58 to 71, 89 to 103. So what is the answer here? 58 to 71. Lanthanides are from atomic number 50, actually 57 to 71. 57 element. Lanthanum belongs to, okay, lanthanum. its atomic number is 57. It belongs to D block element, but is studied along with the F block elements. Actual lanthanides, they start with the 58 to 71. Along with lanthanum is also studied, but lanthanum belongs to D block. It's not a block element. So lanthanides means you have to consider a block. What is the atomic number? It starts with 58 to 71. Okay. Well, so lanthanide starts after lanthanum. So 58 to 71. Well, well, with this I'm going to conclude today's session. Again, in the next session, I'm going to discuss some other concept of a chemistry. Okay. Thank you.